Welcome to a year-end edition of Sports Jam. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. And this week's show will put 2013 in the books with a look back at some of our favorite Sports Jam spotlight stories from the year.
Let's begin with a story from last February. Janae Morton and Phyllis Webb were seniors who were just finishing successful basketball careers at Osseo High School. Here's this Sports Jam spotlight from February 25th. They are a basketball-playing dynamic duo. Osseo seniors Janae Morton and Phyllis Webb are two big reasons the Orioles are poised to make another run at the state tournament.
They've meant a lot to this program. Their work ethic, the energy that they bring into the gym, that competitive nature that they have, that they want to go out every night and compete at a high level. You know, they've been bringing that since they've walked into the program.
Janae averages just under 18 points per game and leads the Orioles in both steals and assists. Phyllis is the team's leading rebounder and averages over 16 points a game. The girls first played ball together back in 5th grade. Longtime teammates like this tend to develop a great connection.
When you play with somebody for a long time, they find you on the floor really well. And when you play one-on-one with them too, they know your strength and they know your weaknesses. So it really helps because if you're doing that in practice, you can help them strengthen their weaknesses and make their strengths stronger.
We connect on the court, and it's like we know each other's tendencies. I know everything Phyllis can do, what she can't do. She knows everything I can do and can't do. We know where to get each other the ball whenever we're on the court. So it's just really a great combo.
Though similar in size, each player has their own skill set. Skills that complement and help the other's game.
Little runner.
And each possess skills the other player wishes she had.
You see her when she's on a fast break. She could take off from the free throw line and beat a girl who was already at half court, so she's extremely fast. She can jump out of this gym, so we always expect Phyllis to get those rebounds, and that'd be a little nice trait to have.
She's been able to do passes out of nowhere that I didn't even think she could see me. She'll see like the littlest gap and get the ball through there, but I admire her for that because I can't even do that.
After a near miss as sophomores, the Orioles swept through the Section 5 tournament a year ago and finished as Class 4A runners-up to Hopkins at state. 7 of the top 10 players from that Osseo team graduated, leaving Janae, Phyllis, and junior Io Port as the only Orioles players with much varsity experience. The two seniors met the challenge both on and off the court and are great team leaders, albeit in different ways.
Their leadership styles are very different. Phyllis is very much of a lead by example, do what I do, not so much vocal. Janae is more out there, always been a little more verbal, a little more vocal, a little more goofy at times on things, and that's good too. So the two of them together, I think, have been a good balance for each other.
Phyllis first verbally committed to Eastern Michigan University last year. Not long after, Janae followed suit, and in November, both girls signed their letters of intent with the Eagles. They didn't really plan it that way.
It just happened. I mean, and it would be nice. I thought, it would be great to play with another teammate, somebody you already know, but it was a decision. I like the campus. I love Coach Verdi and his staff.
I'm going to Michigan, so it's a foreign place. I don't have family out there or anything, so being able to go out there with someone it makes the stress of freshman year dull down a little bit.
Their future college friends will get to know Janae and Phyllis as individuals. Their Orioles teammates know them too, but sometimes others around school aren't so sure which girl is which.
Janae, she actually got royalty for our school, and people were pointing at me like, vote for her, vote for her. I'm like, I'm not Janae, and people think we look the same. I don't see it.
It happens all the time. People are like, oh, hi, Phyllis, or, think I'm Phyllis and ask me about track or something. Like, no, I'm Janae, and, it happens all the time. It's been happening since we've been here, so I guess we just got used to it.
Meanwhile, the Orioles' opponents just see the two as double trouble and the top threats for an Osseo team determined to make another playoff push.
That feeling is right there, and I know every game we're just that much closer to being able to go on to state and have that experience again, so that's what we're looking forward to, and making them run in state. We don't want to just go to state, but we also want to make a run.
With Janae and Phyllis leading the way, the Orioles finished 4th in the state last season. Both players were named to the all-tournament team. Now, freshman at Eastern Michigan, Janae is leading the Eagles in scoring at 14.5 points per game. Phyllis is playing about 12 minutes per game and averaging 5 points and 3 rebounds. Eastern Michigan enters play this week with a 9-1 record and plays their Mid-American Conference opener Saturday at Kent State. And they were two of the better players we've had the opportunity to cover, Jay.
Yeah, that's for sure, and you can tell Osseo definitely misses them this season. They were kind of once-in-a-lifetime type players for their program. Straight ahead, as we look back at our favorite spotlight stories from 2013, we meet an Armstrong Cooper girls hockey standout. Welcome back to a year-end edition of Sports Jam. Back in February, we caught up with a then junior for the Armstrong Cooper girls hockey team who was battling through a family health issue to have a strong season.
She's been a big part of a dream season. The Armstrong Cooper girls hockey team has exceeded expectations by challenging for the Northwest Suburban title. And junior defender Emma Terrace of Armstrong is having a blast.
I can't even describe how fun it's been. As a team, we became so close. Our first tournament at New Prague, it's kind of like an icebreaker, getting to know everybody. But this year was just everybody was best friends by the end of the weekend, right off the bat, and we all had fun. And this season's just been a lot of work, but worth it, that's for sure.
A strong puck-rushing defender, Terrace entered Friday's game as her team's leading scorer with 13 goals and 24 assists for 37 points.
Besides being one of our more talented and skilled players, her work ethic, whether it's practice, games, we never have to question that. I mean, she's got one of those motors that just doesn't quit, and she's kind of one of the hearts and souls of our team, and she's just going all the time.
She's a really good friend of mine. We've been growing up playing hockey together ever since we were little. Our brothers were on the same team for a while, so we were always with each other at the rink. She's a great captain, great leader. She's great on the ice, and she's a very motivating person.
Emma's brother Sam graduated from Armstrong last year and is playing junior hockey in Maple Grove this winter, and he's helped make her better.
He has definitely been a huge influence. Since I was young, I've been going out in the cul-de-sac with him and playing street hockey. We have a rink over here. We'll play one-on-one versus each other, and I'll even beat him sometimes. And so that's always something that we always get really competitive about because he never wants his younger sister to beat him, of course. So.
While it's been a great season on the ice, it's more remarkable considering that Emma and her family have been dealing with a big health issue. Her mom, Pam, has cancer and has been making trips to the Mayo Clinic.
I have CLL leukemia, so it's chronic lymphocytic leukemia, and I was diagnosed with that 2 years ago. Then I just had a little flare-up with some melanoma that they think came from my CLL because my immune system is so low. So I had surgery on my foot and on my leg to have some lymph nodes out, and hoping to be melanoma-free in 3 months, and then my plan is to go to have a stem cell transplant.
Just push myself to get better and not focus on everything that's been going on in my life during an hour of practice. You show up, you work as hard as you can, and then you leave. And just have those hour of practices, an hour of games and stuff, just be hockey related more. And it just kind of helps release all the stress and everything from it all.
The best day is when I go watch my kids skate, because my kids, both of them, love the game. So as soon as you can get there, it's just a total escape, and you go watch your kids skate, and life is good.
The team has rallied around the Terrace family and helped make things easier for Emma. No doubt hockey's #1 for her, but as a natural athlete, she just went out for tennis for the first time in the fall and for softball last spring, making an immediate impact at the varsity level in both. Her experience of being a beginner, especially in softball, made Terrace quick to help out hockey newcomers this winter.
So my first game, I was I've never hit a ball before, and I was looking for something from a teammate to be oh, it's okay, you got it, it's not that bad or anything. And so some of the new girls that came out this year, is just give them support and just help them out a little more was something I learned from that.
The good news is that Armstrong Cooper has a very good team in its second season as a combined program. The bad news is they're in the toughest playoff section in the state, 6AA. But Emma Terrace and her teammates are ready to skate with powers like Minnetonka, Benilde, and Hopkins.
I have high hopes for my team, so I think we're going to do very well. Depends. We have a tough section, that's for sure. 6 out of the 8 teams are in the top 20, so that'll be tough, but I think we're going to have a good shot this year.
Armstrong Cooper went on to upset Hopkins in the Section 6AA tournament last season before losing to Benilde in the semifinals. Terrace signed a letter of intent this fall to play for Bemidji State, and her Armstrong Cooper team just finished as runner-up in the All-Star Sports Holiday Classic that the team hosted. And John, although they're just over 500 overall, Armstrong Cooper is still in the thick of the race in the Northwest Suburban Conference entering January.
That's a veteran team, and Emma certainly a big part of it. Next up, we will head to the Diamond for softball sisters from Wayzata, plus a baseball standout from Champlin Park.
The Wayzata softball team relied a lot on a set of twins the past few seasons. Jason Malillo caught up with the Trojans' Allie and Steph Kirk early in the softball season back in April.
Twin sisters Allie and Steph Kirk are coming to the end of their time as high school athletes.
Definitely a little sad, you know, playing together our whole lives, and it's kind of going to end. It's really exciting too, because you know we've learned from each other growing up, and it's kind of just like, you know, kind of like a grand finale, like doing all the stuff we've learned and like just showing off to each other, like it's fun.
It's definitely starting to set in now that the season's games are starting and like, well, we don't have many left, so it's definitely sad.
Allie and Steph are both key players on the Wayzata softball team. Steph is the starting center fielder with Allie a short distance away in right.
We definitely have different strong points and weak points for sure. Like her outfielding is pretty much it's like flawless. Like her form is really well, and then I have more aggressive batter, so it's kind of a trade-off there.
The Kirk girls' first love, though, is hockey. They started playing together at the age of 3 and have been on the same teams and usually the same line for all those years.
They brought a lot of fire to the team. They're real aggressive players, worked real hard, and you know, they always had that twin rivalry going on. So yeah, you know, we'll definitely miss them. They brought a hard work ethic that, you know, I think some of the other players built off of.
Teammates who play together for a long time will talk about having an unspoken connection, and twins often say they can think as one mind. For Allie and Steph, their time on the ice together, coupled with a little twin telepathy, has made them a good combination.
I know, like on the ice, like when you're passing, it's like I don't even have to look up. Like I know where she's gonna be. But I mean, that comes with playing with someone forever. Like, I mean, I feel like if I played with like Casey forever, like she plays hockey too. If I played with her forever, we would have that same kind of deal. But
Stephanie's like, well, maybe just because we were playing together for so long. No, it's telepathy. We definitely, like, I don't even have to look on the ice. Like, I can just pass to a spot and I know she's going to be there. It happens. They call it Kirk to Kirk, like Kirking the other team.
Allie and Steph Kirk are hoping to savor their last high school season together, but it's not the last time they'll be teammates. Allie and Steph will stay together for college, attending and playing hockey at St. Benedict's.
It was very important. Hockey means the world to us. I mean, we've always done it, and I couldn't even think about like my life without it. Like, there was no way I wasn't going to play college hockey. And then, I mean, there's no way I'd be able to play without Stephanie either. She's always been there. Like, every team I've been on, she's pretty much been on it. So it wouldn't be the same.
it would be, I don't know, less fun in college if we didn't have each other, I guess, because we've been each other's best friends forever. So why would you not go to college with your best friend if we could, you know? Like, I don't know. We have the same interests too, so it's not like we would be going to a college we wouldn't like.
Wayzata was 8-10 in the Weather Challenge softball season. As Jason said, the Kirk sisters are attending school and playing college hockey for the College of St. Benedict. Steph has a team-high 6 goals for the Blazers.
Champlin Park's baseball team finished last season with a 15-8 record. In this Sports Jam Spotlight from May, we meet a Rebels senior who is one of the top players in the Northwest Suburban Conference. He's a two-sport standout, finishing his prep baseball career with a flourish. Bryce Marquardt is punishing pitchers to the tune of a .531 batting average for one of the top teams in the Metro.
I think I've hit the ball pretty well so far. It's kind of funny that I'm a one-hitter and I'm leading the team in kind of the slugging percentage and all, like the big hits and all that. Yeah, just being able to come out and help our team lead off the order and just give us a good start to each game has kind of been key.
He's the kind of kid that pressure doesn't bother him at all. I mean, he enjoys it, and he's a clutch player, and he leads by example and is a leader on this team.
On the football field, Bryce was Champlin Park's leading receiver as a senior, catching 44 passes for 712 yards and 9 touchdowns. A versatile player who also played defensive back and returned kicks for the Rebels.
Bryce is a very special athlete and very fun to watch. I mean, sit back as a coach and you'll watch him just go. and he can do things that a lot of people can't do. Hand-eye coordination is excellent. He can catch anything. We throw him the ball, and he'd come down with it.
In football, me and Coach Corton always work kind of on the same page as far as what plays were going to get called to me, what plays we were going to call late in the fourth quarter if he needed something clutch, whether it be from me or the running back, quarterback. He just it was cool to know that he could trust me with whatever play he wanted, and knowing that I'll be able to go up and get the ball or try to find a way to get it or make a big impact.
Bryce says he learned a lot about both of his sports from his older brother Brandon, who also wore number 22. In football, Brandon was a speedy yet punishing running back who rushed for 1,513 yards and caught 22 passes while scoring 29 touchdowns during his senior year of football in 2009.
Give him the ball and watch him go. That's what we did. We handed him the ball or threw him the ball, and we just watched him go score. And he was an exciting, explosive player, and he didn't always take the hits. He'd give the hits as he was being tackled.
A lot of it has just been me watching him. I mean, Friday nights out on the field, watching him go for 3 touchdowns, 200 yards and all that stuff has been really cool. And then coming out and watching him play baseball, make that throw to home, hitting home runs, whatever he's been doing, stealing bases. A lot of my learning from him just came from just watching. And then, of course, there's just stuff like playing backyard football when we were younger, playing catch with me out in the street, just stuff like that that's been really cool.
Next year, Bryce will attend Bethel University in St. Paul. Call it a family tradition.
My mother graduated from there. My dad went there for 4 years, ended up getting his degree from Mankato. My brother transferred out of Mankato after 1 year, one semester, and went to Bethel. My sister's getting her master's degree from Bethel. So I guess I'm kind of following the family path by going to Bethel.
Bryce will play both of his sports for the Royals, uniting the Marquardt boys on the football field for the first time ever.
That was kind of one of the big impacts in my decision making. I was mainly looking at going D2 baseball, that route, and then kind of looked at kind of the bigger picture where I wanted to be, where I fit in better. And that was kind of one of the big things, was looking at being able to play with my brother, being able to kick return with my brother, being on the same side of the ball as my brother. And he's kind of always been a big role model for me. So being able to play with him for his last 2 years and my next 4 are going to be really cool.
While he says he loves both sports, Bryce says baseball is his #1 passion, as much for the camaraderie as the game itself.
You get out here, you hit, you field, just really laid back and just kind of a cool environment to be in. And you get I feel like you get a lot closer with teammates when you're playing baseball, because you got all the downtime to kind of talk when you're on the bench, and you can just get really close with guys.
In this compact spring season that is Minnesota 2013, Champlin Park's baseball team is off to a great start. And Bryce Marquardt is the leader of a talented collection of ball players. Bryce and the Rebels were eliminated after 4 games in the Section 5 3A tournament last June. This fall, Bryce played some as a freshman for Bethel as a running back, wide receiver, and kick returner. His brother Brandon led the team in rushing and touchdowns as the Royals won the MIAC, finishing 12-1 overall and advancing all the way to the NCAA Division III National Quarterfinals. Sports Jam returns in a moment.
Totino Grace's football team moved up to Class 6A this fall and made it to the state semifinals. We met an Eagles senior who made himself into a key cog in the Grace machine.
His high school football career's flown by. Totino Grace senior safety and running back Carlton Jam can't believe how fast it's gone.
Super crazy how fast it goes, because I just remember coming in for 8th grade. I came into the football meeting here and saw Coach Ferguson. He came up to me and was like, "Oh, so you want to play football?" I was like, "Yeah." And now senior year, I don't have that much time left, and it's just been crazy fun. Got a lot of great relationships that I'm going to have the rest of my life with a bunch of guys who I didn't know until 4 years ago.
Jam, who splits his time at his parents' homes in Brooklyn Park and the Chisago Lakes area, has become a key contributor on both sides of the ball. He entered the state playoffs with 51 tackles, 6 of them for loss, and 3 interceptions as a safety, and 331 rushing yards as a halfback. He stepped it up at playoff time with 181 yards rushing and 3 TDs with 2 interceptions in the first 2 playoff games.
I play a lot both ways, but I'd say defense is my primary. That is my position where I don't come out at. I'm a defensive player firsthand, and then offense I kind of rotate. We have a bunch of really good running backs, so we all rotate.
For all of his on-field ability, Carlton's teammates and coaches rave about his personality and work ethic even more.
He's very outgoing, very fiery, emotional. He has fun out there, and when we're down, he picks us back up, so he's a good leader out there.
He's a self-made player, which is the best kind. He hasn't taken any shortcuts. He's strong, he's athletic, and he's hungry, and he's a leader. He's my kind of player.
Jam has a 3.8 GPA at Grace, and he says the football players know they won't be able to slide through without taking care of business in the classroom.
Our coaches are on top of that. They always tell us that first thing we're here to do is to go to school. So, like, our parents are sending us here to get a great education. That's what Totino Grace offers first before football, is a great education. So parents are sending us here for that. So if we can't get on top of that, then we can't be out on the football field.
Totino Grace has won 7 state titles in football since 2003, including last season. Carlton Jam shares his thoughts on what makes Eagles football a program he's been proud to be a part of.
I think 2 things that have made our program super strong over the years is our coaching staff. One, I think I'd never want to play for any other coaches than these. You know, they love us just like their sons. So we have an amazing coaching staff here, Coach Ferguson, all of our positional coaches, all of our JV, B squad, all the way down to the freshman level. All of our coaches are just amazing, and they really harp on us to get us better. But like, they say that they'll treat us with a kiss and a kick. So yeah, and then the other thing that I think that makes us really successful over the years is the brotherhood. Like, I know a lot of other teams talk about brotherhood and stuff like that, but I think here that we really made it a staple in our football program.
Carlton is averaging about 5 points per game as a reserve for the fast-starting Totino Grace boys basketball team, which won the Princeton tournament last week. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam in just a moment.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
From Main Street to Wall Street, what happens in the business world affects you. Watch 12 News for Business Matters, an inside look at local business. It's only on Channel 12, your local source.
Channel 12's Community Corner puts the spotlight on your corner of the northwest suburbs.
We want to talk about some things happening around the city of Maple Grove.
New Hope's rinks are officially open.
This is the spot for the Golden Valley Rotary Club.
The City Council worked really hard not to have a tax increase.
You can instantly upgrade your wardrobe with a few simple accessories.
We're in Golden Valley today doing a little recycling.
Rediscover your corner of the northwest suburbs every day on Channel 12's Community Corner.
Our game of the week is a great matchup in boys hockey and a rematch of last season's Section 6 AA final. Benilde pays a visit to Wayzata's home ring at Plymouth Ice Center. Wayzata just won Benilde's holiday tournament. You can watch this game live on the web at 12.tv Thursday night at 7 o'clock or catch it on Channel 12 Friday at 7 and 10 p.m. and again Saturday morning at 10. And with that, we put a wrap on 2013. Thanks so much for tuning in this year to Sports Jam.
Next week, we're back with our regular show. Have a happy and safe New Year from all of our Sports Jam crew.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Staying healthy can be difficult, but 12 News wants to get you on the right track. Health Check seeks expert advice on how to stay healthy. Tune into Channel 12, your local source.